You're dreaming of moving closer to the beach and you're wondering if Indialantic, Florida is the right town for you? Well, in this video, we're going to go over some things with Indialantic to make you maybe reconsider making the move. So stick around. My name is Larkin and I'm a real estate agent here on the Space Coast. And when I'm not making videos like this one, I help people buy and sell real estate. Whether you're moving next week, next month, or next year, I am certain that you have questions and I am here to help. I'll have a link below in the description that'll take you to my calendar. We should schedule a Zoom call and my contact information is there as well. Indialantic, Florida, it's one of 6 beach cities and towns we have here in Brevard County. And if your ideal beach community is crowded, has a ton of weekend visitors and is like a magnet for tourists, then I know Indialantic is not going to be for you. It's actually a quaint, quiet beach town, only has a population of just over 3,000 people, and is actually the smallest beach town here in Brevard County. It seems to be set up for local residents who enjoy going to uncrowded beaches and enjoy their surrounding areas. Are you looking for a community that just has a ton of chain restaurants that offer mediocre food like Applebee's, Longhorn, Red Lobster, or Carrabba's? Then Indialantic probably isn't for you. Their restaurant scene is actually like mom and pop restaurants, one of a kind that you won't see anywhere else. You've got Skewer's Mediterranean Grill, Scott's on 5th Avenue, Nina's Cuban Cuisine, and Cantina Dos Amigos. There are a few restaurants that are like specifically for Brevard, like Long Doggers and Cafe Surfinista, that you'll also find in Indialantic. What's your opinion about community parks? Do you feel there should be as few as possible, make it all cement and build up on every inch of land? If so, Indialantic might not be for you. They actually have some amazing parks, starting with Nance Park at the end of 5th Avenue right on the beach. This oceanfront park offers a boardwalk and restrooms, showers, and pavilions. Besides the beach access, there's a playground, there's a climbing wall, and they even have some beach volleyball there too. Other great parks they have in Indialantic are Sunrise Park on the east end of Watson Avenue across from Publix, where you can enjoy the sunrise every morning over the ocean. And on the west end of Watson is Sunset Park, where you can enjoy the sun setting over the Intracoastal Waterway. Douglas Park is overlooking the Indian River. You have Riverside Park that has a 400-foot pier where you can go fishing from. And Orlando Park has basketball, playground, and a picnic area too. A side note about Nance Park, they have events throughout the year. They've got craft shows, they've had car shows, they have the holiday tree lighting coming up. And they're also home to several 5Ks, including the annual Turkey Crawl 5K. Also available at Nance Park, thanks to the town of Indialantic, they have a beach buggy wheelchair that's available to rent. You can reserve this wheelchair through the police department and have access to it for up to 4 hours. I'll have a link in the description below for more information on how to arrange that. Do you love the idea of living in an area that's very commercial and built up, that has a ton of transient population that go to hotels, motels, and convention centers? You're not going to like the residential feel that Indialantic has to offer then. They're definitely geared more towards the residential neighborhoods. With that being said, the town of Indialantic does allow Airbnbs, and you have to register through the city. I have a link for more information below on that. But you do not have any major hotels within the city limits of the town of Indialantic. You do have a couple mom and pop style motels, which is the Tuckaway Shores or the Windermere Inn Bed and Breakfast. Other than that, living in Indialantic is definitely the complete residential feeling beachside community. Most of the living options there will be single family homes. There are a couple hundred condo units and about 100 townhomes or half duplexes for you to consider. And there are also a variety of multifamily too, duplex, quadplex, fourplex, and a little bit larger. You will see people walking the streets, going for a run, taking the dogs for a walk, going for a bike ride, and heading over to the beach to check the waves and go to the beach. Schools are important to you. The elementary school is Indialantic, middle school is Hoover, and for the high school, you go to Melbourne High. What are your thoughts about water conservation and protecting and saving the Indian River Lagoon? If that's not your thing, well, the city of Indialantic actually encourages both. They're encouraging residents to set up rain barrels at their house and actually have a rain barrel rebate if you set one up for $50 per house. The purpose of this is collecting the stormwater in the rain barrels, which helps minimize runoff into the lagoons. And you've got a water source to take care of watering your plants, cleaning up the sand from your feet when you're getting back to the beach, maybe watching the dog or your car. These rain barrels can collect 1,300 gallons of water during our rainy season, which is pretty cool. One of the reasons you're probably moving beachside is to get close to the ocean, have easy access to the beach. Let me introduce you to the ways you can get to the sandy shores in Indialantic. You've got Nance Park. You've got all the parking along Wavecrest Avenue. This is all metered parking, so you got to pay to park there, but they also have an option of an annual parking permit that costs $40. Besides being good at those locations, this permit also allows you to park on the streets at Watson Avenue, Tampa Avenue, and 6th Street too. I'll have a link in the description below so you can find out more information about the parking permits offered through Indialantic. Those parking options are only if you decide to drive to the beach. Of course, you can walk, ride your bike, or skateboard. There is a walk-up beach access on the north end of town near Grosse Pointe, and you could also access the beach at any of the other locations too. One thing you should notice as you're approaching the beaches in Indialantic is how high up you are from street level down to the beach itself. The dunes in Indialantic are exceptionally high, and they are very well maintained too. These dunes are natural protection for any erosion for approaching storms during the storm seasons. And this view here is from the Tampa Ave beach crossover. A couple other things to point out about the beaches in Indialantic. Besides only wanting you to leave your footprints, there's no alcohol allowed on the beach. There's no glass containers allowed on the beach. There's no pets allowed on the beach. You can't drive your car on the beach. And there's no fires allowed on the beach either. As you're doing your research to see if Indialantic makes sense, this is the place you'd like to move, you're checking out the beaches, you're checking out downtown along 5th Avenue, Melbourne Causeway to see the shops and restaurants that are there. I encourage you to take a stroll down the sidewalks or drive through the communities to see the trees, the landscaping, the unique architecture of the houses in the Indialantic area, and just determine if it's the right place for you. If you have any questions about this little beach town or your upcoming move, remember I'm a resource. I'm here to help. I'll have a link in the description below that we can schedule a Zoom call, and my contact information is there as well. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see ya on the next show.